So it's all quiet on the Western Front right now. Apparently there was an interview recently with Eddie Hearn when he stated several things. One of them was that a British Boxing Board of Control hearing had begun with regards to the situation and the two adverse findings for clomiphene in Conor Benn's system. 2 adverse findings, which we all know now, we've all heard the history, and we know that these have been known about since the end of July. Scandalous, absolutely scandalous. Eddie also said, or he's alleged to have said in this interview, that he hopes Benn will be out by the summer, if not sooner. So maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe, as I said in the first video, I said we'll keep talking about the word contamination. You're going to hear the word contamination all the way through this to put doubt in the minds of the British Boxing Board of Control, VADA, UKAD, whoever's involved in this, put doubt there that there is a chance that this young man has unknowingly ingested this into his system, or it's a result of contamination. We've heard lots of things. So in terms of Benn potentially being out next summer, if he has ingested this banned substance, which we know that he has, then what does Eddie Hearn again know what we don't? Scandalous. It just shows the state of this pitiful sport, how much money drives wrongdoing, and money can just put everything right. Would we be having this conversation right now if Conor Benn was Conor Smith and nobody had ever heard of him, and he was fighting for some interim title way down the card in some obscure country? We'd have never heard a thing about this. He's Conor Benn. He's big money. And I don't really know why, actually, because do you know what? The truth of the matter is, Conor Benn ain't that great. Yeah. He's not that great. But that's another thing. So he might be out next summer, depending on what the hearing is. And Eddie said that he might even be innocent. Who knows? The one thing that smacks of arrogance, and the one thing that I want you guys to remember, is Eddie Hearn has said for this fight to remain a big fight, because he still wants to put the Eubank Jr. Benn fight forward. For it to remain a big fight, Eubank Jr. needs to continue to win. There you have it. Fuck Conor Benn being innocent and being a clean athlete. That doesn't matter. Fuck all that. Eubank Jr. has to continue to win to make this fight viable. So it's viable while we have a guy living under a cloud, 2 failed drugs tests. The fight's still viable as long as he sits out his soft ban. As long as Eubank Jr. still remains a big name, we can do the fight. I mean, your arrogance getting this guy to come down to 157 and sign a rehydration clause and put himself in a really dangerous position is one thing. But now you're saying for this fight to still remain, Eubank, let's put it on Eubank's toes, needs to remain unbeaten. You guys are so fucking arrogant, it's untrue. And anybody who's followed my videos knows I generally try not to use bad language. But this is where we're at. Okay, what do we know? The WBC have dropped Benn, or suspended Benn, from their rankings until the outcome of this trial or these findings are known. The WBO are going to follow suit. They're going to do exactly the same thing. If within 10 or 9 days now, Conor Benn doesn't come up with a good story as to why he should retain in those rankings, again, he'll be dropped. Eddie said, as I mentioned, the Board of Control, there's a hearing going on right now. I don't understand the rules, because if he's no longer a licence holder, and we know that Conor Benn, the petulant child he is, refused to renew his licence with the Board of Control. He was fined, I think it was £50,000 for some ungentlemanly conduct, which we don't know what that was. We know apparently now it's not in relation to the adverse findings. But Conor Benn is not a licence holder. So what the hearing's about, I have no idea. Maybe the board have to follow due process and follow this through. We keep hearing the words due process, don't we, as well? Some kind of annoying things are coming up out of this, aren't there? Okay, but that's what we know so far. There's a hearing going on. The organisational committees are dropping or starting to drop Conor Benn from their rankings. But Conor Benn is going to potentially get a soft ban and is going to be earning millions of pounds next year. How does that sit with you guys? I guess it's no different to Tyson Fury. We all know the story there with the failed dope test with Tyson Fury. That's a matter of fact, by the way. That's not me being sensational. That's me adding balance and perspective. Tyson Fury has had a banned substance, and I guess he set out a silent ban because he had retired at that time from boxing. So there you go. This is the spot that we have. Next year, it'll be business as usual. What I would like to talk about is contamination. We keep hearing the words contamination. Potentially, farm eggs are contaminated with clomiphene, and that is one of the things that Team Ben have put out there. They haven't gone into too much detail, but that is one of the things that's put out there. So as a layman and a non-scientist, I want to ask two things. First of all, and I think this is important, clomiphene is not used in UK farming. There is a chance, and I think this will also be part of the defence, that clomiphene is a substance that is used in overseas farming. So potentially the eggs that Conor Benn uses are imports. Again, that's feasible. I guess it depends where you bought them from, which supermarket, and what chain of custody that produce has in that retailer. Again, it's another thing. But I've got a question. Conor Benn apparently was ingesting between 30 and 34 eggs a week as part of his high protein diet. Now people are joking and saying that's a lot. That's not a huge amount. 4, 5 eggs a day for a borderline world-class athlete, I'll choose my words carefully, is not impossible. So what I want to know is this, in real simple terms, and I've not seen this question asked on social media. I've seen all the hilarious Eggy Hearn, Conor Hen. Funny, actually. I've seen all these comments and these names thrown around. One simple question. If a main staple of someone's diet is farm eggs, and that's very, very feasible, why are athletes left, right and centre in the UK not testing positive for clomiphene? We have a lot of fighters in the UK, part of the VADA programme, who test for that banned substance.
Two great reasons why you should use our referral system. Firstly, just by buying or knowing a friend, relative, colleague or client looking to buy a property in Spain, you'll make some money. See the examples in this video of the amounts you could earn just by buying or referring your friend, relative, colleague or client to us. Secondly, Welcome Estates makes buying a property in Spain easy and stress-free. You are referring them to a family-run business that you and they can trust. Buying and referring to us is really that easy.
I don't think Conor Benn is the only fighter out there who has eggs as a staple of his diet. So why are other people not testing positive for the same substance? Is Conor Benn the only person who's had an adverse finding for that drug who has farm eggs? You see, this is how ludicrous things have become. We've also got a difference of opinion on the Mr. Sajid Usman, the former, is he still licensed by the Board of Control? I'd love to know that. He was a licence holder as a medic by the British Boxing Board of Control. He said He was part of Team Benn in July. Conor Benn says he met him only once and he wasn't part of the team in August. So with a difference in the timeline there, who do you believe? Who do you believe? The specialist doctor, the hormone replacement therapist, the testosterone replacement therapist who said he was part of Benn's camp? Team Benn, Team Conor Benn, who's gone quiet, gone awful quiet. Or do we believe Conor Benn? I only ever met this guy once. It was nothing to do with camp. I posed for a few pictures. I didn't mind him tagging me on social media using my name and calling himself my official doctor. But I've only met him once and he wasn't part of my team. It's all this shit in the background that everybody's expected to forget about. All we have to remember is that there's potential contamination. That's what we're going to hear when it all comes out, when the trials come out. Contamination. And I predicted we'd hear about the contamination and they'd put as much doubt in the minds of us, the consumer, as possible. Blinders with science, blind scientists with science, go on small probabilities. That was a prediction I made. The second prediction I'm going to make is that Conor Benn gets a soft ban. He gets a 6-month ban and then he's free to fight again, potentially under a British board licence, maybe not. I've got no idea. So what connotations does that soft ban have? It puts in your mind it was a minor offence. If he'd got a 3-year, 4-year ban, a lifetime ban, you think this is serious. A soft ban, Conor Benn has inadvertently ingested a banned substance twice. He's inadvertently done that. He had contaminated eggs, other products. Let's not destroy his career. Let's give him another chance. Give him another chance because Britain is desperate for a big star. Eddie Hearn is desperate for a big UK star. DAZN are desperate for a big UK star. We know the situation with Joshua. 3 defeats in his last 5. Yes, he's still a massive, massive money generator, but for how long? What's his appetite for boxing right now? Who else have DAZN got coming through who can fill out arenas, who are huge stars? Enter Mr. Conor Benn. What we know, our Matchroom are not afraid of promoting and putting drugs sheets on headline shows. We know that. They've done that several times before. Several times before. There's no issue there whatsoever. And they will do it again. You guys, you'll all pay. Give your heads a shake, please. Give your heads a shake. Right? If he comes back after a soft ban, we have to look in the mirror. I always call it the man in the mirror moment. And I know some of you will do the right thing. But there's just going to be just enough doubt around this. Enough apologies to make it all go away. And that's what's going to happen. We had 3-4 years ago, Canelo Alvarez signing that £360+ million contract, coming off a ban for a performance-enhancing drugs. So he became the biggest star in sport after Mayweather's retirement. Being a drugs cheat. And we're going to do that again, aren't we? Because, hell, who cares? Who cares about boxing? Do you care about boxing? Do I really care about boxing? It's Saturday night. I just want something to watch. I don't really care about the background. I just want something to watch. How many heavyweights, active heavyweights, have tested positive for banned substances in the past few years? Quite a few. We all tune into them. Maybe, just maybe, there's an admission from us all, and I'm looking at myself now, I'm looking in the mirror. Maybe there's an admission from us all that boxing is dirty. Athletes are dirty, and we don't care because we just want to watch on a Saturday night. We just want to watch some entertainment, and we don't really care where that entertainment comes from. So I guess we have a dilemma. Do we enjoy a dirty sport, or do we have no spot at all? There are clean athletes out there, but you wonder how many, don't you? I do that myself. I look at certain fighters now, not because of the Conor Benn situation. I look at certain fighters and I think, how many clean fighters have we got out there, really, truly? And when I read the comments on the big video I did about Conor Benn, I hear people say, hey, everybody's doing it. I mean, I can promise you everybody's not doing it, but maybe I'm naive and maybe there are a large amount of people right now who are out there doing this. It upsets me. It upsets me. It's a sport I love. It's a sport I've been involved in very, very heavily. And I've sacrificed a lot in boxing over the years. Certainly as a working man who had to do it as a part-time or a second job, effectively. Anyway, I'm going off track now. A lot of us predicted where this was going, and I think a lot of us can see where this is going. Sadly, I think we've got Conor Benn back in the ring next summer. I'm just going to make one more prediction. Just one more prediction. I predicted we'd hear contamination non-stop. That's what the defence would hang on. I'm predicting a soft ban. I'm predicting a soft ban for Benn, probably because it's come from Eddie's mouth. But I'm also predicting something else. Conor Benn is going to get beat at some point, probably quite soon, because he's not that good, lads. Ladies, lads, gentlemen, Conor Benn, he really is not that great. He's just called Conor Benn. Good evening. Thank you for liking, subscribing and sharing. The best thing about doing this YouTube for me is you guys are exchanging with each other. You're exchanging views and comments. You know the rules. One really simple rule. Just treat each other with decency. Don't offend people, and then you can have as many diverse views as you want. So good evening, good night. Thank you for watching. I have gone on a tangent. I never have scripts, and I just sit down and just talk, which is what I do. So you take care. Have a good evening, and we shall speak soon.
Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
You liked that one, didn't you? Right, first of all, I just want to say thank you very much for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me because we're on this journey together, aren't we? So anybody got any ideas for the channel, fire them over to me. porkycorner@mail.com. All right. Shout out to Innovation Alloys and South Yorkshire Packaging. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep on trucking.